Welcome to Skydive Snohomish. This process is meant to help you and other fellow skydivers have the same information to promote a safer jumping experience for everyone. Upon arriving, you will need to complete a waiver. Provide government-issued ID, USPA membership card, jump log, and reserve packing card. Following initial check-in, you will need to answer a few safety questions regarding topics covered in this video. Next, your gear will be checked by a staff member. Skydive Snohomish gear rentals are available if you do not have your own equipment. To manifest for a load, you will need to go to Outside Manifest window. Provide them with your first and last name, and they will give you a load number and a boarding time. Typically, 10-minute and 20-minute calls will be given. Any unusual skydives must be authorized by Manifest in advance. A 182 must have 2 licensed jumpers to send the plane to 3,000 feet, 3 to 6,000 feet, and 4 to 10,000 feet. A caravan must have 10 people to send it, or 8 with a tandem on board. 182 and caravan mock-ups are available under the hangar on the west side. Please be geared up in this boarding area 2 to 3 minutes prior to your call. And when closing the door to the airplane, please be gentle. Communicate exit order with your fellow skydivers prior to boarding the aircraft. Also discuss canopy wing loading sizes. Daily wind chart is located behind Inside Manifest. Conditions are updated throughout the day. Operations chart is next to the boarding area. This gives current offset, direction, and exit separations. While in the airplane, keep seatbelts on until 1,000 feet. Do not sit on the tail of the plane on the flight to altitude. The first red light indicates that the door can now be opened. As the light turns green, this indicates that it's now okay for the jumper to leave. If the light turns red again, this means do not jump. Lights are based off of GPS coordinates, but jumper is still responsible for self-spotting. This is Harvey Airfield, located in Snohomish, Washington. It's found at the 90-degree bend in the Snohomish River. The cardinal directions are north, south, east, and west. There are 2 runways at Harvey Field. One is paved and the other is grass. The runways are 1/2 mile long. The headings are 330 and 150. The parachute landing area is roughly 4.5 acres and is adjacent to the paved runway. There is a wind indicator shaped like an airplane that points into the wind. A wind sock can be found mid-runway that is orange and will be straight out if the winds are blowing at 20 miles per hour. A wind flag can be found in the P-pit for lighter wind conditions. Parked airplanes can commonly be found on the north and south side of the landing area. There are taxiways and helicopter landing areas. Hangars and both hangars and taxiways can cause turbulence from heat. Aircraft patterns are flown west of the runway. If the winds are out of the north or the west, they will fly a left-hand pattern for runway 330. If the winds are out of the south or east, they will fly a right-hand pattern for runway 150. With low to no wind, aircraft will fly a right-hand pattern. Aircraft fly a downwind west of Highway 9 between 1,500 and 1,000 feet. Base leg is typically a half-mile north or south depending on the winds. Typically, this is between 300 and 500 feet. Final is turned on to around 300 feet. It is important to remember that Harvey Airfield is an uncontrolled airport. Skydivers cannot cross the runway below 1,000 feet. Vertical separation and landing order should be established by 1,500 feet and maintained through canopy descent. The first person down sets the landing pattern. In light or no wind, land to the west with a right-handed pattern. West wind's holding area is north of the landing area. West winds equals a right-hand pattern. North wind's holding area. North winds equals a right-hand pattern. East winds holding area. East winds will equal a left-hand pattern. South winds holding area. South winds will equal a left-hand pattern. This is the high-performance landing area. It can be found between the P-pit and the taxiway. The airspace must be clear before starting a high-performance turn. Do not overtake another canopy below you. Tandem operations share the same landing area, and tandems will have the right of way. If you are unable to cross the runway by 1,000 feet, the fields to the west of the airport can be used. Keep in mind that these fields are also used by helicopter flight training as well as sports fields. Turbulence from trees and obstacles exist in these areas. Watch for power lines, fences, and train tracks. Out to the west. Be on the lookout for airplane traffic that shares this space. Out to the north. Cemetery and baseball fields. Out to the east. Various farmlands and obstacles exist in this area. Out to the south. Keep in mind the obstacles can change based on the time of the season. Thank you for choosing Skydive Snohomish. We look forward to seeing you in the sky.